Hello, everyone. It's Eric, and I acknowledge that I've been away for a little bit. I've been moving, so hello, everyone. I'm back, and what we're looking at today is a picture of my Golden Demon entry that won from the year 2007. That's right, 2007. Now, I bring this up because I've seen some articles or I've seen some videos of people talking about Golden Demon in the year 2024 and about how, someone basically spent 500 hours on three Dark Eldar miniatures and they didn't even get a finalist pin. Whereas this unit you're looking at here got a silver in 2007 for 40k squad or group. Now, granted, for the actual entry, there was like a display stand and another guy, but this was basically it. It's five Cadian guardsmen from the time. So I think it just goes to show you that the standards have gone up astronomically. I mean, I think these look okay or pretty good, but I mean, I don't think it's anywhere near what you see nowadays, where people are spending hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours on every tiny little detail, and I didn't do that. In fact, this was just my attempt at the time to just paint a squad of Cadians, and I didn't understand the concept of you don't have to paint everything to your best possible standard. So back in 2007, I just painted everything to the absolute best I could, and it would take forever. I never finished anything. This is back in the days when I was using like a white tile as a palette, and this is back in the days when I was using GW paints and they had the old paint pots, and this is before they redid it. So you just had like 60 colors, and a lot of those colors didn't have good coverage. Like the fatigues, that was the old desert yellow. That was a horrible nightmare to work with. It took like 8 or 9 layers of just layering up from, like, I think it was graveyard earth to desert yellow and mixing in between. I think you get some nice subtle kind of gradations, but it took forever. And this was my attempt to paint an Imperial Guard army just for gaming. And I had no intention of entering this until eventually I realized I was going to. It was Games Day at the time, and I thought, why not bring it? I might as well enter it, see what happens. It was just kind of like a last minute entry. Well, I mean, I made like a little display stand for it, but that was about it. And it won, so I was quite happy. And I know when I won, there was a bit of controversy. People were saying, how did this win? It's not as good as some of the other entries, or it's just bland, or there's no conversions, or it's just it's it's pedestrian. There's nothing really that special or grandiose about it. But I don't think you can win with anything. I think it's just about whatever the judges find worthy or exceptional, or whatever they think is most deserving of the categories. So yeah, so how do I feel about this? I mean, since I won, I kind of feel like it scratched that itch very early on in my painting career to win so young. So I mean, I almost don't really feel the need to enter Golden Demon ever again, almost, because for a few reasons. A, because competition is far greater now, and I think it's more of like a global competition. Like, I think nowadays you're basically competing against the best in the world. People that have won 60 trophies or swords or whatever. Whereas when I was entering, it was very like when there were 3 games days per year in America, you were pretty much just competing very locally. So, and mind you, back in 2007, YouTube wasn't what it is, and there weren't nearly as many resources to learn how to paint really well, and people didn't know as much about tools or best practices. So people just kind of did the best they knew how to do with less information back then. And for another reason, I guess I feel vindicated, or I've just kind of crossed off that item on my bucket list pretty early on. So I'm just like, I feel validated. And I feel like also another reason nowadays, I want to paint armies, and spending like hundreds of hours on one model is just eating away at time I could be spending painting the armies I want to paint. So yeah, and also, I mean, for me, I feel like for me to paint something, it has to be on a gaming base. Like, I don't get it, or painting something that's on like a display plinth or purely for display standards doesn't really appeal to me. I don't I don't see the value in it for me. I mean for me, I can paint something to a really high standard and spend a long time on it, but I feel like it has to be on a gaming base, or it can be like on like a display stand, but it has to be like a stand that has like a cutout for a gaming base. But that's just my opinion, at least right now. I don't know if I ever want to compete at Golden Demon again. Also, it's just less convenient. In 2007, it was pretty close to where I lived, so I didn't have to travel that far. But now you have to travel to Europe or Germany or wherever. So it's another reason. And I feel like, at the end of the day, it feels really nice to win a Golden Demon, but I think at the end of the day, the most important critic or judge is yourself. And I think as long as I'm happy with what I paint, then, that's the only thing that matters ultimately, if this is just like a hobby for you. And, I think I'm very happy with what I paint now. So I guess I don't feel the need for that kind of competition, but maybe I will, but I don't know. Not anytime soon, I don't think. So yeah, but I mean, I feel like nowadays the competition is so fierce. And I heard at Golden Demon, the most recent one, there's like 1,000 entries, which is crazy. When I entered, there's probably like 80 to 100. So, and pretty much sure none of the entrants were as good as they are now. So would I recommend someone entering a piece in the Golden Demon? Sure. I mean, if you really want to, but I feel like the motivation should be just to push yourself to paint the best you can. And because I feel like entering and expecting a trophy seems pretty unrealistic nowadays, but I think it should be done more for like personal reasons and just to push yourself to be the best you can be. Just paint to the best that you can, and also just to meet other people and just to participate in the experience. And I feel like winning a trophy would be kind of like a bonus. And I guess technically I've never painted a model for Golden Demon, because like I said before, these are painted for just gaming, but I just happened to enter them and they won. So yeah, so I thought this was kind of just an interesting story, and it just goes to show you how much Games Day or Golden Demon has really developed over the decades, to now it's really like the premier miniature painting showcase where anybody who's anybody in a display level painting niche is competing. So yeah, that's your competition. So and I think it's kind of crazy that I can say, oh, I'm a Golden Demon winner, and that holds about just as much weight as someone who won just this year. But it probably shouldn't, because winning now is probably a lot harder than winning in 2007. You think these models deserve a Golden Demon, or do you think this is just models to be stored in a case somewhere? Let me know in the comments below. It's good to be back. So if you like my content, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye bye.